So this is attempt number 3 at recording this hot take. In the end, I've been up for hours. My little puppy, my 15-year-old puppy, wasn't feeling well, so I've been up reading various financial news. And this one caught my attention. It is about a new minimum wage standard being set, the highest I have heard of. And it is coming out and it goes into effect October 17th, and it's $25 an hour. Roughly, what would that be? 25 bucks an hour times 40. That's $1,000 a week. So 4,000 bucks a month, roughly. That's $48,000 a year. That's pretty amazing for a minimum wage. This is in a single city. I'm curious if anybody has a guess at where this might be. A couple of little tidbits. This was passed recently around October 1st. Again, goes into effect October 17th. It was tried back in 2011 and 2014 in this city and failed both times, right? It went to a vote and failed. This time, October 2020, it passed. And again, it sets a new, as far as I know, worldwide standard for minimum wage. Couple of hints. Let's see how long it takes you to get it. First, it is not in the US. It is actually in Europe. It is in Switzerland, and it's in the city of Geneva. Again, city of Geneva just approved $25 an hour minimum wage. Again, it was approved 2/3 to 1/3, so it passed with an overwhelming majority, 65 odd percent. My question for you, though, is let's play this out, right? Minimum wage went from roughly $10 to $25 in Geneva. That sounds wonderful, right? Everybody's going to make 48,000 bucks a year. Everybody, right? Assuming you work full time, even entry-level positions. But when minimum wage is that disproportionately high in a city, what happens? What do you think happens? Well, first off, if you work in the city of Geneva, everybody makes more money. That should go without saying. That's kind of the purpose of minimum wage. But then what happens? Well, the people that were earning below that now earn more. They can, and in many cases, will spend it. So a couple of things are likely going to happen in Geneva pretty quickly is they're going to see some inflation. Because what was once affordable at 10 bucks, 11, 12 bucks an hour is now really affordable, right, at $25 an hour. So my guess is they are going to see inflation everywhere from buying cups of coffee to food to rent. The other thing that's going to have to happen is restaurants, stores, anywhere there's commerce and you have employees, that's real inflation, right? The overhead of running shops and restaurants is inflationary when you increase the minimum wage from 12 to 25 bucks, a little bit more than double. So there's going to be some of that. The other thing that will likely happen is you are going to get people outside of the Geneva look to do the cost benefit analysis of commuting in, working for the higher wage, and then living outside. That's another reality. So you could import more workers, and then they take that extra 48K in this case, right, or the 48K at minimum wage, and they spend it elsewhere. The other thing that will happen is you will have people in Geneva with these new inflated prices, they will consume elsewhere. They will say, hey, instead of consuming in Geneva at the local stores, let's make a weekend of it and hop on a train and go, to the next town over, the next city over, buy there because everything will be cheaper. Because again, Geneva will have some significant inflation here shortly. So again, I'm just going to be interesting to watch this. This is, it's not like they went from $12 to $14 an hour where maybe there's some absorption by the businesses. This is 12 to 25. That's That just can't be passed off in margins. So it's going to be very interesting to see where Geneva is in a year or two, right? Did inflation really creep in? Did consumption in Geneva fall? And then what about employment? Was employment residents versus non-residents? Did that change as well? The economy is interesting. And anytime you send in this outlier event, it's going to have ripples throughout the economy. Consumption, inflation, housing prices. Can you imagine what happens to affordable housing? First off, Geneva is the third largest city in the world, or third most expensive city. That's one of the reasons that this passed. It's not going to be less expensive, right? When you take everybody up to 25 bucks an hour. So in the end, I thought that was an interesting article. It goes into effect in a week, October 17th. So next Saturday. Again, it is in Geneva, Switzerland. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So have a wonderful day. We are going to do our daily financial news at 7:30. We then will have at 8 a.m. just Q&A for an hour. And then I'll talk to my students at 9. I've got at least 2 other topics that we'll do a hot topic on probably later in the day. Take care, everybody. Bye.